And we welcome onto the show Pedro Amador. I hope I said your last name right, Pedro, but you should just be Pedro the PowerPoint specialist, I guess it would be, right?
That's it. Thanks for having me on, Brent. Appreciate it.
Hey, all right, so here's the deal. I mentioned this earlier in the show. I think a lot of folks know, but I can't assume everybody does. Not everybody's on Twitter. So Pedro on Twitter this week, and really just yesterday, says, I've got a PowerPoint I'm making because I need to talk my wife into letting me go to the Jags-Jets game, and it's the holiday week, and obviously it's expensive to go up there and everything else. Well, he puts together the PowerPoint, and it goes crazy on social media, and then he has bozos like me calling him and saying, come on the show, and this thing just blew up on you, Pedro.
Yeah, it did. After the game Sunday, I got home and I asked my wife if I could go, and she just said no. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to try something new here. So after work, I made a PowerPoint, and like you said, it blew up, getting a lot of support. And then one of the local news stations picked it up. And my wife works at a retirement community, so they were having a little party, and they're all watching the news. And she looks up and sees my face saying, get Pedro to New York.
She can't turn you down now.
Yeah, she calls me. She goes, what the hell did you do? I was like, well, I just made a PowerPoint.
By the way, that was on this is one time you can say the local station. It was on CBS 47 and Fox 30. We picked it up.
Little plug for the home team. Huh?
That's right. That's our team. That's Action Sports Jax' team, so that's good. And listen, Aaron, you've got the PowerPoint.
I do,
This
yeah.
wasn't just like thrown together PowerPoint. I mean, this was good work by Pedro.
Yeah, a couple of overall broad notes on the PowerPoint. First of all, it's beautifully designed, man. Did you use a template, or did this come straight off the top of the dome?
It's a little bit of both,
All right, we're going to put it up on our video stream right here. I've got it up. It's pretty amazing. Your first slide, and the main reason why I think the Jags will actually win this game, the main reason why Brent thinks the Jags are going to win, everyone in Jacksonville thinks, is because Trevor is him. That's the point you wanted to make to your wife. Is your wife actually a Jaguars fan or no?
She's not a huge fan, but she's seen me suffer through a lot of bad quarterback play, so I had to make it really clear to her.
She clearly couldn't care about that first slide, though. If I had to give you any hindsight advice, I'd be like, start with something she cares about. Like slide number 2, which was, my parents will watch our daughter, I'm assuming.
Yes.
It's a very important part to the equation. Yeah. Yeah, do you guys have any cool things planned for New York? Is she coming with? How's that work?
Oh no! So she's actually pregnant with twins right now. So that was the big obstacle.
And she's still letting you. You are a lucky man. I'll tell you what.
Part of this thing, right?
I am. She's the best. Took a lot of convincing.
Well,
now how old is it's Ava, right? Is your daughter?
Yeah, my daughter Ava. Right now she's like 2.5. Yeah.
That's fun. It's going to be fun for Christmas time and stuff. And when is your wife due with twins?
She's due in June.
Wow. Okay. So we're gonna have to send some ESPN 690 onesies or something, guys. Over.
Sure. Maybe you could use another beanie. A Brent Friends beanie.
Katie, by the way, and so.
Well, the next slide was directed right in Katie's wheelhouse. I mean, this is really what the leadoff hitter should have been. But I can appreciate you putting it right in the meat of the lineup. Slide number 3 is, you can go shopping while I'm gone. I'm leaving the credit card. We'll sell it later in the garage sale, whatever. But it's shopping spree for you. I mean, that is like a key component to the pitch right there.
Yeah, that was the heavy hitter. I think that was the one that was going to really get her on my side here.
But then on the next slide, you slipped back into your old ways, man. You went right back into the tank. You really didn't learn from your previous mistakes. The next slide was, Paul from Twitter will be there. Like, who cares besides Paul? That Paul from Twitter, even you say, I don't know Paul, but he'll be there, and he seems like a nice guy.
Hey, shout out to Paul. I love Paul.
Shout out to Paul.
By the way, take all this advice from Aaron. He's on wife number 2.
Oh man, right? I've done my fair amount of negotiations. Believe that.
Oh, he's done 2 tours.
Next slide goes right back to why you want to go. Right, we're playing against Zach Wilson. Now, granted, this is a great reason why any Jags fan should want to go watch this game. But I'm not sure your wife understands the context, even though you did try to explain it to her in the slide.
Oh, I explained it. I said he's like Blaine Gabbert.
Easy enough. She knew that.
She knew what it meant.
Yeah, she's like, oh, Blaine.
But I like that you went back to her on the next slide. Hey, even though I'll be having fun in New York and you'll be carrying whatever it is, 16 pounds of baby meat in that womb of yours, I will be home for Christmas. Very important to point that out.
That's right. I checked the weather. Everything's looking good for me. So I should be back before Christmas.
And then, Brent, I don't know if you know this, but the newest item, the hot item at TIAA Bank Field this season, thanks to Pedro, is the Rally Blankie. And
Yes.
Pedro feels like the Rally Blankie needs to be in New York to help the Jaguars accomplish what they need to accomplish against
What's
the Jets.
Nashville? I saw the picture, Pedro. What's the Nashville story on the Rally Blankie here?
Yeah, so first of all, I got to give a shout out to Bold City Brigade. Those are my boys.
Of course.
So we all traveled up to Nashville, and we went to our, the tailgate. And when I got there, in the porta potty, there was a blanket fully wrapped in plastic.
Sounds like a
And I
great
was
thing to
like-
pick up and take with you, a porta potty blanket. Hey, honey,
I was
I know you're
sober.
carrying twins and we have a 2-year-old, but let me bring this porta potty blanket home with me.
Well, I was sober, so it seemed like a bad idea. But after about 5 drinks,
It worked its way
I
in.
went
Okay.
back and I got the blankie. So
Smart.
when I got the blankie, we brought it in the stadium and we beat the Titans. Then I brought the blankie back home to Jacksonville. We beat the Cowboys. So there's something there, I think.
And it wasn't
And,
just
we're all in on the blankie.
it wasn't just that the blankie was good luck. You had to wrap yourself in the porta potty blankie for it to be good luck. Is that true?
I'm a Florida boy. I'm not used to that cold, so I had to wrap myself in it.
All right, so the next part of this is you had to give up some concessions, right? You had to concede some things. Where did this go on the negotiating table with your wife, Katie?
So it was after she saw it on the news, and she was still kind of on the fence, and then her friends were like, let him go, just get something out of it. So her terms were overnight babysitter, 1 night, and the dogs need to leave for the night too. She wants new lashes, new makeup, the credit card, and the biggest one, those are okay with me.
The
biggest
credit
one
card
is
wasn't the biggest one? Wow.
I'll pay it off eventually.
Eventually.
The
okay.
biggest one is I had to give up naming rights to both of my twin babies coming.
You know what, though? This is what I call fake negotiation. I had a little bit of this with my wife, Brent. I understand what's going on here. Pedro doesn't actually have a say in the naming of the twins.
He thinks he does.
Well, he's putting up the fight, and his wife understands that he's going to put up the fight, but I think both know. You know how, like, Trevor has this unspoken communication with Christian Kirk and Evan
Yeah,
Ingram on the field?
yeah.
I think Pedro and his wife have this unspoken communication of we can pretend like you've got an opinion on these names, but whatever the names are going to come from her, not
Pedro,
from you,
did you name your daughter Ava, or did your wife pick that name?
Say we both agreed on it.
I-
Go ahead.
I had a big part in it because she wanted her name her Hollis, and I feel like that was an old lady name. No offense to any Hollises out
Also,
there.
shout out to
but-
Run DMC, though,
Also, shout out to Mike Hollis.
and Mike Hollis.
So we-
Very charitable kicker.
So we went with Ava.
All right. Well, I got a feel. Do you know boy, girl yet? Are we too early in the game for that? Do we know that for the twins?
She got her blood test yesterday, so we'll find out pretty soon here. But
That's so
no word
exciting.
yet.
So
I thought
exciting.
for a moment here you were about to break some news. I was like, oh my gosh, drop him, Casey. He's going to get in serious trouble if
Listen,
we do this.
if they're twin boys, you got to name them Trevor and Christian or Trevor
Very
and
good.
Doug or something.
Now, that's where I was going with it. At least one's got to be Trevor.
Trevor
right?
and
I mean,
Travis, yeah.
That certainly could be the case. All
Oh,
right,
yeah.
Pedro.
People on Twitter were saying Trevor, and Lawrence. That would be a good one.
That's a good one, too, yeah.
All right, Pedro, here's the deal, man. So the deal is you're going. What are your details? When are you leaving for New York?
And if you could throw out that credit card number, I'd appreciate that, too.
And how much were the
you
flights?
can pay it off for me. So the flights, we're looking at flights. I'm going to leave. I talked to my boss, and she was really she doesn't watch sports, but she was really cool. So I'm going to leave Thursday morning and get there around 9 in New York, and then I'm going to leave Friday afternoon.
Okay, good deal. And
And,
those
yeah.
things were expensive, though.
Yeah, about $400 for those tickets, but I'm a diehard fan. I'm a diehard fan.
And Chevy is going with you?
Oh, my boy Chevy, yeah. Chevy's the guy you can call up on the drop of a hat. He'll just do whatever.
It's always good to have
that's
those
my
guys,
boy.
yeah.
All right.
That's my
And how much are tickets right now up there in New York for this game? It's a big game.
Like $40 for the nosebleeds, so they're pretty. I don't think the Jets fans care that much.
It's also a really big stadium, so just making excuses.
Yeah,
Don't
well,
worry
that's
about
true.
it.
That's true. All right, Pedro. Here we go, man. We love the story. It's awesome that you won the negotiation, kind of, at least in the
You won it.
moment you won it.
He won it.
But here on Brent Friends on ESPN 690, we're doing this 12 business days of Christmas, and we kind of saved a little something for a fun moment like this. And so we're going to take care of the tickets up there. So I'm going to send you whatever it is, $150 or something to go to cover the tickets. But we're also going to give you another $100 for your wife Katie, so she can get her lashes done and everything else that you negotiated in. So we're helping you cover that cost a little bit. All right.
Hey, you guys are the best.
It's a Christmas miracle.
Well,
Hey.
you notice how we didn't cover the $400 flight,
I
right?
noticed. Yes, I noticed.
Our budget's not that big.
It's big enough for
Neither's
football
mine, neither's
cards.
mine.
All right. Hey, Pedro, we'll see you up there at MetLife Stadium. Merry Christmas and good luck with the twins and naming them as well to you and your wife, Katie.
All right, shout out to Santa Brent. Love you guys.
You bet. Awesome. That is a great story. That is a fun thing. That's what happens when you win around here, guys.
And that was the last time Pedro ever heard from Brent.